There's the front that we talked about. It sure did become the focusing mechanism for where the heaviest rains are.
Oh my gosh.
During the hurricane season, we literally are looking at every butterfly.
Yeah, Jeannie, it's not great. We're actually going to walk this way a little bit, but we're going to...
Actually, to be better forecasters, I like it when we can even anticipate what the National Hurricane Center is going to do.
And an awning, because of the wind, has been blown off the side of the building. You can see.
We really are looking at systems well before they're even going to be a tropical depression.
Well, good afternoon. The eye of Hurricane Idalia has left the state of Florida.
But in my opinion, some of the best models were indicating, even back on the 22nd, that something would be pulled out of the Pacific, go across the Northwest Caribbean, and then impact Florida and Georgia in some form or fashion coming out of the Eastern Gulf. And amazingly, generally speaking, that's what happened.
This is First Coast News, on your side.
Right now at 5, the worst of Idalia is past us. Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Heather Crawford.
And I'm Anthony Austin. So we're now starting to see the impacts of Idalia, which is now a tropical storm. In Brunswick, several viewers sent us these pictures. Big trees smashed into homes, a tree over the road. And as you can imagine, it's going to take some time to clear this.
In Jacksonville, take a look at this. This building in Springfield destroyed. Our live coverage across the impacted areas continues tonight. We're going to check in with our team of reporters in just a few minutes.
But first, we want to turn things over to Chief Meteorologist Tim Deegan with the latest.
So nice to say a tropical storm. Although if you think about it, it wasn't a hurricane that long. It certainly wasn't a major hurricane. Remember, did not become a major hurricane. That is a Category 3 until late yesterday. And then briefly became a 4 just before making landfall, technically dropped down to a 3. But now this is what we have. What do they say? A picture is worth a whole bunch of words. Well, we talk about how symmetry defines a hurricane. If you were with us last night, you saw the system becoming very symmetrical, and sure enough, it became a Category 3 and more. Well, not too much symmetry here, and sure enough, a tropical storm. In fact, the intense colors indicate where the intense rains are, and that's pretty much moving out of the first coast as well. So there are the numbers and the motion, and for a tropical cyclone, that's moving pretty quickly at 21 miles per hour. For those of you who have travel plans, although it's a tropical storm, it's just 5 miles per hour weaker than what the forecast was. So still, if you have plans to go up I-95, and if you don't have to do it tonight, I would wait, because this is going to move pretty quickly. So notice that although it's going to go along the coast of South Carolina, Hilton Head, Charleston, Myrtle Beach, that by late tomorrow, it's going to be heading offshore and away. Now, there have been many of you wondering for the last several days, could it possibly hook back toward the first coast? It's a possibility. We've seen hurricanes do that before, if not necessarily back to the first coast, back to some part of the southeast or some other land areas. But some of the best models that have come in late this afternoon, or some of the best models that look long range, are indicating that this will eventually be picked up by what we call an upper level trough, and it will be pulled away. By the way, do you see what that is right there? That's Franklin. Franklin is on the move again. We're still checking the record books, but I personally can't remember the last time we had 2 major hurricanes, so Category 3 or more, within 1,000 miles of each other, while one of them was impacting the United States. Well, check it out. At the very least, I feel pretty safe to say it's been a long time. But this should be history as well within about a day. Our job is to talk about what is to come. We're going to do that for you in just a few moments.
All right. Thanks for all your hard work today, Tim. Idalia taking a big toll on Perry, Florida. This is in Taylor County. Take a look at the destruction here. Winds topping 100 miles an hour, ripping off the roof of this gas station, knocking over the gas pumps there. Trees and other debris flying across the roadway earlier, making it very dangerous out on the roads.
And this storm also causing damage to sailboats in the water. This is video sent in by a viewer. Sailboats in Steinhatchee, Florida, floating uncontrollably. You can see there, they were just being destroyed there, hitting against that bridge.
And Idalia also causing flooding in the streets there in Crystal River. Florida officials reported at least 2 weather-related deaths. Idalia, as Tim mentioned, made landfall along the Big Bend region of northwest Florida just before 8 o'clock this morning. It briefly reached a Category 4 hurricane before making landfall, but again, tonight it has been downgraded to a tropical storm.
Let's talk about what's happening here in Duval County. A tree fell on a house in Arlington, And our Andrew Badillo is joining us live there this evening. And Andrew, I understand that you're actually there with the homeowner right now.
Yeah, Anthony, we're here on Casimir Drive in Arlington. I just want to give you guys a look at this house right here. Power lines are down, and this tree right here on the left fell on top of the roof of this house. And we are here right now with the homeowners, Aline and Robert. Thank you both so much for joining us.
Thank you.
This is not really the best day for you all. Is everything okay? And kind of describe to me what happened here today.
Well, at around 2 o'clock today, I was in the back part of the house in the bedroom, and I heard a big thud. Well, I knew what happened because unfortunately this is not our first rodeo. This is the third year in a row that we have had trees and or limbs fall on our house. So when you hear that sound the first time, it's something that you never forget. So I got my husband up. He was taking a nap, but lo and behold, he said that a few minutes before I woke him up, something told him, we know it was God, that said, get up. Honey, did you want to say anything?
No, just like you said, it was, I was taking a short nap in the back, and I just woke up instantly, and within a matter of seconds, all of a sudden the tree goes down. And just luckily it didn't go through the house, but it did knock off part of the side of the house and electrical.
Well, thank you both so much. I'm glad everything's okay. Just to give you guys an idea, Idalia certainly packed a punch with the wind here in Arlington. This is not the only tree down in this neighborhood. But for now, we're live here in Arlington. Andrew Badillo, First Coast News, on your side.
Just glad to hear that they're okay. Thank you, Andrew. Right now, local first responders are being dispatched from the Prime Osborne Convention Center here in downtown Jacksonville. This is a live look. They are part of Urban Search and Rescue. We're working to learn exactly where those crews are headed to this evening.
All new tonight, we are learning that Columbia County schools will remain closed tomorrow. A lot of people there still in shelters and they're without power at home. So as of right now, the plan is to reopen schools there on Friday.
And if you're wondering about cancellations and closures, we're on your side with a county-by-county breakdown of all closures and cancellations due to the storm. Right now, you can text the word closed to 904-633-2402. We'll send a list straight to your phone to keep you updated.
Well, Idalia causing power outages not only in the Big Bend of Florida, but also here in Northeast Florida. And take a look at this outage map. This is in Columbia County, where at one point, 88% of customers were without power. Jessica Clark is on your side tonight in Lake City. And Jess, I know you've seen a lot of downed trees there in Lake City.
Absolutely. And the latest figure as far as outages in Columbia County, 80% of the county is still without power. So we're in Columbia County, just about 20 minutes outside of Lake City. Beautiful house. This is a neighborhood where a lot of the neighbors help each other. The house did great. And here's why. Because this tree fell the opposite way. This is the root ball of this tree. And if I get down in here where the root was, you can see how big this tree is. And so fortunately it fell that way. But that way is also a road for the neighborhood. And thank goodness it didn't even get onto the road. But there are trees down like this all over Columbia County. A smaller tree hit a truck, and this is poignant because we were with a gentleman and his friends who had that truck, and the man was telling me, his name is Diego Vina, that he was inside when the truck had that tree fall on top of it here in Columbia County, and he does not have insurance, and so he described for me what it was like when the winds toppled that tree.
The tree and the moment is coming like that, and boom, it's coming the car. Lucky nobody here. Yeah.
Did you hear it?
Yeah.
What was that like? And so he was kind of laughing about it with us, but his friend told me that really he's pretty heartbroken. This is his only vehicle, and so he doesn't know how he's going to get around. And like I said, he doesn't have insurance. And so there are instances where the trees did go the opposite direction of property, but with Diego, that was a sad situation. Live in Columbia County, Jessica Clark, First Coast News on your side.
Jessica, thank you. That is a sad situation. We want to go to Georgia now. We want to go to Brantley County. A damage at Hoboken Elementary School following the storm. Our Taylor Levesque is on your side tonight, joining us live from that school. So Taylor, tell us what you're seeing.
Well, I will tell you that pictures I saw of the school on social media do not do the damage justice. I'll move out of the way. What is behind me is Hoboken Elementary School here in Brantley County, or at least what's left of it. As you can see, half of this building, the roof has been just torn off. The tin from the roof, some of it's still hanging on, most of it on the ground. Insulation all over the grass on the ground too. We found out about the damage from a woman while we were talking to her in Ware County. She actually lives here in Brantley County and her daughter is a student here, but says she waited out the storm with family over in Ware County, and she says she just cannot believe the damage over here, but also over there.
I am shocked, extremely shocked, because it's Georgia. I asked, you used to live in Florida, and I left Florida from the hurricanes, and I'm here, and now here's a hurricane, and now I'm freaking out trying to get to my house, trying to find out if my house is going to be okay.
And she tells us schools just started on August 2nd, so under a month ago, and Brantley County Schools put out a post on Facebook saying because of the damage here and the power outages across the county, that school is also canceled tomorrow. We're working to learn more about the situation, how long the school will be closed, and we'll keep you updated. Live in Brantley County, Taylor Levesque, First Coast News on your side.
Taylor, thank you. We do have a quick update on bridges across our area. Right now, the only bridge that is still closed is Sidney Lanier. This is in Brunswick. All of the other bridges are open in our area.
I want you to take a look at this. The road closed sign at the Sidney Lanier Bridge in Brunswick. Zach Wilcox is on your side. He's actually joining us live in St. Simon's Island right now. And Zach, what are you seeing up there in St. Simon's?
Yeah, Anthony, you mentioned it, because the Lanier Bridge is closed, we couldn't get to Jekyll Island, but the causeway did stay open, so we were able to come check in on St. Simon's Island. I have good news and bad news for you. The good news, the ground I'm standing on, very dry. We did see some businesses that sandbagged and put out some boards to try and prevent water from getting in. I talked with one business owner who got here early this morning. He said a few waves lapped up out of the ocean, but outside of that, nowhere near the kind of widespread flooding they've seen in prior storms. But let's get to the bad news. You see the traffic light right behind me here? That is out, and that's the main intersection at Ocean Drive right here by the Pier Villages. So a lot of the businesses around here have lost power. I've talked with a lot of folks who've also lost power. One of the businesses I checked in on is the Iguanas right here, Iguanas Seafood Restaurant. They mentioned that they stayed open through the storm. They just lost power, but they've been serving food to people. And I talked with one of those customers who mentioned it was her birthday today. So not a great way to spend her birthday with the hurricane going on.
I was going to go to Savannah and do some things, but it looks like the weather had its way. So I'm okay with that. I just want everybody, and myself included, to be safe.
So she was able to pop in here at Iguanas, the one open restaurant in town, and grab some a shrimp dinner for her birthday. They mentioned they had 50 or 60 people who checked in today while they stayed open, but they're out of power now, so they're hoping to get that power back up and running so they can continue to stay open. They are recommending, Glynn County is recommending people to stay in if they can, because they do have a lot of road closures around here. So for the time being, though, we're in St. Simon's Island. Zach Wilcox, First Coast News on your side.
All right, here's the big three. Gusts in the Jacksonville metro area should drop below 40 by sunset. Still some gusts to 60 for you folks over southeastern Georgia, and one more high tide cycle to go through. We'll go beyond this evening in just a few moments.